Welcome back, dear listeners, to another Reddit video. In today's story, two idiots think they can get away with a crime in a crowded cafe, and some salted caramel ends up extra salty. Our first post is by Particular Crew, entitled Random Thinks I'm His Secretary. So this one was a few years back. Some people I knew of from back home were using my phone number for various things at quick loan places. I changed my phone and sorted it out. 2 years ago, after getting my new phone number, I am still getting random calls and messages for the guy who previously had that number. Terrible job offers, hookup offers, random requests for favors, which was annoying, but I just kept saying wrong number and carrying on with my day. One day, I'm chilling with a friend of mine and I get a phone call from a number I don't know. I answer it and it turns out to be the guy that previously had the number, and this guy has the nerve to start trying to quiz me about who phoned for him like I was writing it all down. He actually got mad at me for not somehow informing him about the job offers. I told him I was not his secretary, and to get off his lazy butt and tell these people he changed numbers before hanging up on him. Promptly changed my number again afterwards. And wow, it's been nice not answering at least one message a week. Our next post is by Bobby Box. A yeti of a woman had an attitude with my kid. My kiddo, 10, and I were shopping at Target yesterday, and while we were walking through apparel, this crusty shaved poodle with dyed purple hair was sniffing around from spot to spot. I kind of just shrugged and walked on. Not my circus. Kiddo, in nothing but a tone of curiosity, asked me why the dog wasn't on a leash. Apparently, the owner was close by enough to hear. She whipped around and yelled, "Because he isn't on a leash!" As if this 7'5" grown woman was ready to square up with a 10-year-old boy for questioning her decisions. I just hurried away with my kid with this look on my face like, really? And I doubted to even face her. I'd hate to be the Target worker who has to ask this lady to leave because her dog is tripping people up or leaving spooky dookies for someone to step on, because she can't be bothered to have control over her dog in a place of business. Absolute trash. I love how the owner responded to a question that wasn't asked to her with a non-answer. Our next post is by Angel698, entitled Sister-in-Law Wants Custody of My Baby. Background: me, 36 female, sister-in-law, 40 female. I've been married to her brother for over 10 years, and there's always been some jealousy and resentment from her. She's always felt like I had the life she wanted. Not necessarily with her brother, but the marriage, family, job, stability, etc. I have 3 kids, 10 female, 8 male, and 3 months female. Congratulations, OP. She got married last year, and they decided to start trying for a baby. But she was unfortunately told that she can't have children. She was understandably devastated, and the family comforted her as best as we could. We recently had a family dinner. In the middle, she says, "OP, I think it's really unfair that you got 3 kids and I can't have any. Your baby is my last chance to raise a child, so I think you should give me her during the week so I can create a motherly bond with her, and you can have her on the weekends." Before I could respond, the entire table erupted with everyone talking at once, so I took my older kids upstairs. When I got back into the dining room, her husband was asking what the hell is wrong with her, and why would she even think to ask that? She was trying to justify herself when I asked them to leave. I also said that she's no longer welcomed at my house or around my children until she gets help. She started screaming that I don't deserve my life, my children, and that I stole her baby from her. Her husband and mother-in-law kept apologizing and dragged her out of the house, still crying and screaming. Now my kids want to know why their aunt wants to take the baby. Oh my god. Edit. I've been reading the comments, but it's too many to reply, so here's a few points. 1. We have a security system and cameras already installed, and no one has keys to our house. 2. I will not be able to get a restraining order, as this one incident isn't enough to justify it. 3. My husband and I spoke to the older kids about it the same night, and we'll be having another talk with them to reinforce that sister-in-law is not a safe person anymore. 4. Our country does not have the right to bear arms, and I also have no interest in getting a gun. 5. I'll be informing the school and daycare of the issue and giving them her photo. For those questioning the validity of this post, I completely understand. If I had heard about this last week, I wouldn't believe it either. But it's unfortunately the situation I'm currently dealing with. I believe you, OP. There are some real crazy people out there. And this is not the first story I've seen or heard about someone being like, oh, you should give me your child, like they're entitled to it. Our next post is by a Sleep Parfait. Couple took our Insta-worthy hot chocolate by mistake. I, 42 female, live in Copenhagen, but the rest of my family does not. So my sisters like to come visit for a few days every now and then to hang out and enjoy some sightseeing and good food. This happened December 2019, so before 2020, which means lots of people everywhere and no restrictions of any kind. My little sister, 38, was here for a Christmas visit in December, and we were enjoying the lights, the sights, and some lovely Christmas delights. It was a cold day, and we decided that we would visit a smallish cafe that makes really tasty and very beautiful all things chocolate, and have some of their seasonal hot chocolate, which was kind of pricey, but well worth the price tag. It was a salt caramel and clementine hot chocolate, lavishly decorated, by the way. You could get 2 to 3 kinds of pretty but regular hot chocolates too, but this one was their Instagram hot chocolate, if you know what I mean. My sister finds us a table, and I get in line to order 2 of these chocolate wonders. There is a bit of a queue, but it moves along fairly quickly. I get to the counter, order, and the chocolate goddess at the counter asks me my very feminine name to call when my order is up, and informs me that it will be about 10 minutes. I go sit down and wait with my sister at the other end of the cafe, but very much still within hearing distance. So just about 10 minutes later, the male half of a couple orders and goes to sit down with his GF, 2 tables away from the counter, at the same time my name is called. Now, I cannot see their table as it is behind me, but my sister later told me that the GF pointed at our chocolates immediately, and the man more or less sprinted up to get them when the woman, who made the hot heavenly drinks, has her back turned. I walk up there, and my drinks are of course gone. One of the chocolate goddesses comes over with the next order and calls a name. I asked her where the order for my name is, and she said when she looked over her shoulder to check, she assumed I had gotten them because they were gone. A chocolate god interjected that he saw a man take my order and pointed to the table with the thieving couple, who were busy taking lots and lots of photos of their drinks, of course. The goddess went over with me in tow and asked what they had ordered. They had ordered regular hot chocolates, but GF had wanted these. When she saw them in all their glory, just sitting on the counter with no one to claim them for at least 5 minutes, and so she thought it didn't matter if she took them instead. They were unclaimed for 5 friggin' seconds, lady. The goddess explained that the drinks were not theirs and to wait for their order. No, they're ours now, the GF claimed and pulled the finder keeper's card, all while looking triumphantly at me. The goddess asked the guy which name he gave at the counter, and he claimed he gave the same as my name. Hence the mix-up. So I asked him what name was called. Surprise, surprise, he could not answer. Now GF was getting upset and sat there saying, no, 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 over and over again, while the guy asked if I could just not order new ones, since clearly they had made a mistake and the drinks were already on their table. Why? So you can steal those too? The goddess asked if I wanted those specific 2 drinks, or maybe she could make some new ones. I asked if the couple would be allowed to keep the mouth-watering morsels of goodness if I wanted new ones, and she said yes. Well then, of course I wanted those specific drinks, and now GF was visibly crying. The goddess took the drinks away and gave them to me. As we were walking away, I inspected the drinks and told her she better pour these away and make new ones, because 1, they were now cold, and 2, there were tears in one of them, and though I enjoyed salted caramel, this level of salt was a bit too much. She grinned and took them away and made new ones that were served at the table. My sister and I agree that these were the best hot chocolates we've ever had. We enjoyed them loudly while the thieving couple stared daggers at us. Honestly, some people don't make any sense. This is a crowded cafe that, from OP statements, makes very good food, so it's probably going to be crowded with people. They were never going to get away with this. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in to another Reddit video. If you would like to, click another video. And if you would be so kind as to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.